Well, we're back. This is episode 309 of the Grottu Show. We're continuing with a series of house tours, and we're now down in the basement area. So we're in the basement of the Grottu building, and down here we have an arcade from the past. This machine representing the 1960s and the 70s. The 50s are represented here, as well as with this machine. There's a Tempest Storm autograph. Let me get my lantern because the lighting's kind of dark down here. Oh, there's some more machines over here. This is also from the 60s Domino. And Fun Park. Now, there's a machine with the same graphics called Fun Land. And that one you can see in X-Men First Class, the movie. And here's one of the earliest of the video games, Boot Hill. Let me turn on this lantern that I got for disasters so we can see a little bit better. These are posters I made like at Kinko's or whatever they call it nowadays. I just took magazines up there and turned them into 11 by 17 prints and had them laminated and made some posters. This is a magazine I have. I showed it to you a few months ago. This was the basis of a Frank Zappa album cover. Flying rodents ripped my flesh, and of course on the Frank Zappa cover it says weasels ripped my flesh. And there's a bunch of one-sheets in there that I guess I should show you. Here's a poster for Astro World, which was kind of a sister park for Six Flags down in Houston, but it's no longer with us. Some pinball flyers back here. This lobby card, Sangre en el Castillo de Dracula, means blood in the castle of Dracula, something like that. Here's a flyer for the Boot Hill game. Mexican lobby cards are really cool. Here's a great machine, Far Out. This was done by a friend of mine who's an artist. Back in 1990. It's one of 20. It's called Chupa mi puerco, Senor Muerto. So, Grottu Orloff has fine art among his collection as well. Oh, that's where this was. I couldn't find this at Christmas time to put out with the rest of the decorations this year, and it was out here the whole time. down here in the basement. UTA, University of Texas at Arlington, their team used to be called the Rebels, and they used to have a Confederate flag and all that. But in the 60s, there was a big protest, and they changed their name to the Mavericks. And let's see, all kinds of stuff. Kind of looking for one book. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where I put it. Doesn't seem to be out here anywhere. Maybe it's over here. Anyway, this is one of those blacklight posters that I think they're going to reprint these, but not at quite the full size. I bought this real cheap at Cosmic Comics, and I bought this one too, the Silver Surfer. You know, Alan at AFTA Comics on YouTube has a complete set of these. They're put out by a company called, I believe, Third Eye. 1971. Third Eye, yeah. Santa fighting the evil brain contra Cerebro del Mal. This is kind of like a spook show thing. Unfortunately, it's about genocide in Russia behind the Iron Curtain. It's better when spook shows are about monsters and not like real things that are depressing. Let's see, what else do we have out here? Those are things I bought at antiques. I bought them at antique stores. Those are not real covers, so don't worry, I'm not destroying old comics. These are just photocopies that somebody framed to sell in an antique store, but I thought they were cool and had to get them. I don't remember whose autograph that is up there. And I can't even get over there to see it because this pinball machine is kind of blocking my way. So... but this is the basement here in the International Grottu Building of Trade. There's 7 floors. Normally I broadcast from the 7th floor, but now we're down in the basement. I'm going to show you some of the other floors in upcoming videos, but for right now, remember when Dr. Pepper cans looked like that? Well, look at this here. This is a novelty thing that they used to sell back in the 70s at Six Flags Over Texas, right? It's like a plastic thing from a company called Oops from 1973. So that when a Dr. Pepper can actually look like that, see, it doesn't work anymore because Dr. Pepper cans don't look like that. But when they look like that, and you saw this spilled, it looks like a real spill. Actually, let me get my feather brush, dust it off a little. Maybe it'll look even more real. What I want to do is get my Hulk 180, my Incredible Hulk 180 with the first appearance of Wolverine. I love to say that because it pisses off all the people that have Hulk 181 and think it's the first appearance. I'd like to just put this down on top of the Hulk 180, or I don't know, maybe my first appearance of Black Widow, and that would make it great, almost as good as that picture that's on the rounds on the internet that shows a dog chewing apart Amazing Fantasy number 15, and it's an old black and white picture that kind of looks like it's from the 60s. I'm sure it's a fake, but it's such an aggravating picture every time you see it. I thought I could create a prank with that. Anyway, I've had that since I was like in maybe 4th grade. Let's see. Yeah. It's kind of like a dark ride out here. This hand here I got from my friend Tom Renoni. It's kind of melting. This was used in a real Hollywood production. Oh, I should use this. It's starting to tear. I should use this when I'm filming my videos instead of that fake hand, because this was made for some Hollywood production. I don't know which one. I'll take it back upstairs where it's maybe a little bit, I don't know, keep that in a little bit better condition. And I might remember that mask from all those ads back in the 60s, and this thing I bought, I don't know, about 15, 20 years ago. I thought it was cool. And this is the infamous Wally Wood Disney poster. It was in the men's restroom at a used bookstore at Vicon Village over in Garland, Texas. And I asked them, is that for sale? And I don't think they wanted to sell it at first, and finally they let me buy it. So that's certainly a wonderful thing. There's Mamie Van Doren, Born Reckless. Oh yes, this is the machine that you see over there. This is a giant moon that I used at my wedding. One of those paper moon kind of things where you can sit on it. You know, we had it all rigged so people could take their picture like they're sitting on the moon, like in those pictures in the turn of the century. So oh, let me get that lantern. There's a little Smurf I've had since I was 5. In the late 60s, 1970 or so, the Smurfs were only known in Germany, and that was before they were known here in the States. You know, these old books like this from the 50s, the government back in 2009 tried to make it where you couldn't sell them anymore. I'll talk about that in the next video. Yeah, they're trying to, now they're trying to do it with Dr. Seuss. The six Dr. Seuss books, they say they're not going to publish anymore because he was a horrible racist, they're saying now. But anything they can do to cancel out the past and the culture of the past, they'll do. But what we are, those of you that watch this channel, we are people that, all of us are museum curators, really. No matter what you collect, you're preserving it against, there are people that don't want the past preserved. Under no circumstances, they want the past erased, and you're preserving important things from the past, cultural things from the past. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it that you're a collector. I look at it as you're a museum curator. Man, I wish I could find that one book. Okay. Let me move the old guy right here so I can see what's back behind her. Oh, I've got a David Icke book. I didn't even know I owned that. Oh, the reason they were banning the old books, children's books made before 1986, is they said that they used to have trace elements of lead in the printer's ink. So they wanted to make sure that no one sold those books ever again. Let's see. Holding the camera, I don't know how easy it would be to play one of these games. But the old games, until a certain point in the early 60s, didn't have an automatic ball return, so you'd have to press in a plunger and the ball would come up. But with one hand, it's not that easy to play pinball. Then you press this in. This would look better if I just turned out all the lights. I'm not saying about that. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool actually. Okay. Yeah, that game's over. But I can't see. If I do this, I'll turn the lights back on, actually. These are all set on free play. But I couldn't see if I find the button. Where? The battery's getting low. Going to shut off on me. Let's play Fire Queen until the battery dies. See, this is more recent, so the ball automatically pops up. Like I said, it's hard to play with one hand. Let's try playing several at one time. Come on. I can't. Ah, yes. Let's move the spilled Dr. Pepper. Is this game over? You really need to have all the machines playing at once to get the true effect of what an arcade used to sound like. But not many people visit old Grottu anymore. Plus you need some music playing too. Then it would sound like an old arcade. Okay, this one's game over. I don't want to leave them in the middle of a game because that's not good for me to finish the game. So as soon as it says game over, then I know I'm good. That one's finished. I just don't remember. I've got to figure out how this royal flush starts. I've forgotten. Okay, this one says game over here. This one has another ball. Okay, so that's the end of that game. I think I need to trick this machine into thinking that there's there's been like a dime put into it. Something cool. Need my lantern. Well, let me look at it and I'll come back and reconvene with you guys. Take care.